good evening to all my friends. I see lots of friends on the line. Hi, Bong Chai. Although I think that because of the COVID-19 situation, so but fortunately we can still see each other online. So it's very great. So great. So we are here at the Smart Healthcare Center of Excellence in Taiwan. And basically, this laboratory is based on the collaboration of Asia Standard and the Interoperability Lab, a community of Interoperable Lab, COI, and also the Asia eHealth Information Network. That is the collaboration of all the countries in the area in Southeast Asia. So today we are going to okay, this is a picture of we took several years ago. You can see lots of friends, and I forgot this event, right? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, probably 4 years ago.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Okay, this is in Sri Lanka picture. We took these pictures. Okay, today we are going to introduce this lab in Taiwan. So basically, this is the idea we have. We call ourselves, the mission is to develop a logic and the smart health care and the medical big data for precision health care and the personal care. So the idea is from the big data to knowledge, and use this knowledge to on practice, and also further on the business. So also you can see from here we usually use lots of algorithm and artificial intelligence procedures to create knowledge from big data. So that is the logic and architecture of our lab. So we build knowledge from big data and use this knowledge on practice. So from the assisted intelligence to augmented intelligence, and we hope in the future we can reach the autonomous intelligence. So here are some of the research area in the Smart Health Care Center of Excellence in Taiwan. So one is to health and medical data analysis to build disease prediction models. And the second one is the biomedical data standards, for example, FHIR. And we create the blockchain and the cloud-based electronic medical record architecture for international FHIR standard. And this is, we will go into detail today. And also we create value-added application and the services of cloud-based medical health data analysis and the processes. So you can see from the data processing to the platform of how do we store to the storage and the retrieval of the data, and also how to use this data to create value-added applications such as the disease prediction models. So today, what we did, we developed in the past few years. So we will go all these topics we did for these current years. So first of all is the FHIR accelerator, which this one is the latest project we are doing in Taiwan. So I would let Billy to introduce this project.
Okay, so we start the FHIR accelerator start from last year, because we call the common data model interoperability and standard. It's based on the standard in the interoperability lab in Taiwan. So the CODMIS is the name of the FHIR accelerator. Is a team of we're driven by the team of a medical and informatics professional, and we facilitate interoperability, the data modeling and applicating in enabling incremental improvement the data in the clinical patient care and the research and data analysis. So the member constructed the FHIR implementation guideline by the integration medical data such as clinical medical data and the common data model or minimum data models and the M code. So CDM is a common format for converting data containing in the variant clinical database in the common format. So we including the electronic medical record and the M-Core. M-Core is a standard language for cancer data developed by the American Society of Clinical Oncology to embed data interoperability through common standards in the language in oncology. So the aim of our of the FHIR accelerator is able to true interoperability of health data. So the columnist is a group of healthcare informatics standard expert formed in the Taiwan eHealth Association and the Taiwan Medical Informatics Society help the organizations interested in the using FHIR to conduct data content inventory, format planning, and the data platform development for the data conversion. So the FHIR accelerator will have those requirements to initiate the effective and navigate the FHIR standard development process.
So, so this so-called FHIR accelerator basically is an enhanced technology chapter in Taiwan. So of course we do have FHIR development teams already. This accelerator is a kind of group of people. We try to collect people together, including people from university, from different department, and also industry. So those people will get together to share their new technology regarding FHIR. So that is so just like I say, it is an enhanced technology group in Taiwan. So we try to so that is why we call accelerator of FHIR. Okay, next.
Okay, so we still collaborate with the Taiwan other association and doing a lot of project based on the FHIR, like EMR Exchange Center and design the Taiwan's FHIR data format. So we can have a more collaboration with the international researchers. So the next one is biobank development in Taiwan, building a gateway to health data. So we're using the list architecture to explain what we're doing. So in the list architecture, we including the people and the organizational bodies. There's including the data stakeholder and the data governance offices and the data management board. And also we design the rule and the engagement method to do the data retrieving and data get the data. And also we develop the processes of the how to IT processes that to manage the data. So in the first role, we need to decide our mission. So what we want to do, and by the gateway to health data console, we can find a goal, and we analyze the demographic of data, and we decided the measure and the method. And then second, we follow the data rule and the definitions to gather the data, and through our stakeholder or government offices and the data management board to do the decision rights and check the accountabilities of the data and the control mechanisms. And that's one, and we get the data governance process through the IT process to do the data management. So we want to design the whole architecture for the rule and for a system and for the data governance and the data life cycles, and including the data privacy, a lot of issues into our teams.
Okay, thank you, Billy. So you can see these two projects basically related to each other. Okay, so the first one, we try to create file accelerators so that the data from clinic services can be transferred in a standardized format, and those data can be collected in a database. And this part for the biobank part, that is the second part. So because we are going to use this data, so that is this architecture show on the screen show you the biobank. We try to build a gateway, okay, so that people want to use the data can go through the gateway to obtain the health care data they want to use, for example, to analyze the data, to collect the data, to do the statistic, and find factors and result for the policy to change or modify the policy. So that is these two projects are actually linked together from the very end of the data, which is the clinical services, to an architecture of how do we store the data and use the data, or you can say meaningful use the data, and also contain the data governance process so that the government can rely on us to control, to manage the data. So that is the two very new projects we are involved in Taiwan and our lab. Then I will introduce several of the applications developed by our lab. The first one is a blockchain and the file-based cross-country personal health record exchange platform. So basically, this is used for the medical record or health record exchange platform that are based on the standard file and also blockchain. So that means you can on this platform, people can share, and also a doctor can share patient's data on the platform, which is the content of the data will be file standardized, and also the blockchain will keep the security and the privacy of the data shared on the blockchain. And also, you can see the number 3. We can also incorporate lots of health management and the disease prediction tools on the blockchain, so that this architecture create a fully functional platform which can share your medical record, protect your privacy, and also launch and your lots of applications. For example, the health management and the disease prediction model. So that is a fully functional cross-country health record platform, because it is an international standard. So any countries, any members in any area, if you want to use this platform, you are welcome, and you can join and become the member of these architectures. So I think because of the time, we don't want to go into very detail. So this is the paper we published in the Journal of Medical Internet Research, which describe the architecture of the platform, and also another paper we published in Sustainability, which is to describe the standardized PHR, the file format of the content on the architectures. And we also get the 2018 Future Tech Breakthrough Award in Taiwan. So what we can support for acting for the digital health in pandemics. So based on the architecture I just showed you, which is a health record exchange platform, based on that, we can develop other applications. So the first one is to a global infectious disease surveillance and the case tracking model for COVID-19. So you can see, because the blockchain PHR platform is already a cross-country architecture. So it is not very difficult to modify a little bit and to reach the function of disease surveillance and the case tracking. And we also published this system in Journal of Medical Informatics, JMIR, medical research, sorry. So you can see this architecture, and this is one of the screenshot from the system. So surveillance system, you can see a list of patients in specific area, and you can see the moving paths and the symptoms of the patient in different date and the time. And also you can see the CT map, see how the patient travel from one place to another, and also see retrieve the diagnosis and the treatment of the patients. So for example, you can see this screenshot. So from one city to another, and you can check what is the diagnosis and treatment of the specific patient. So based on that, it is also very convenient to modify the platform so that to become a vaccine passport architecture. So we published another paper. It's called blockchain-based architecture for secure, tamper-resistant, and the privacy-enhanced mechanism for vaccine and the verification of testing result. So again, you can see this architecture from those number 1, 2, 3, 4. The patient, okay, and also the hospital give the patient, for example, RT-PCR testing and the vaccine shot, and also the government agency like for example, the Ministry of Health. All of these are linked together as the controller and the user of this architecture. So we call this a multi-entity design for certificate verification. So after you got the vaccine shot and also you have the RT-PCR testing result, this will be registered through a smart contract using public key and also private key. Then when you travel to another country, for example, number 4, in the border inspection area, the inspector can go to your blockchain and use your public key to verify your identity and to verify if you already received the vaccine shot in some place. So that use the private key to verify. So then this is a very convenient architecture for the vaccine passport. So okay, the following are several screenshots showing you that you as long as you are registered in this architecture, and so you go to other place, this account you will be satisfied the smart contract transaction information of multi-government, and you can see the name of hospital. The record is satisfied by 2 entities. So that means those 2 entities are for example, some of the hospital, and some of them may be the Ministry of Health. So that will be certified that you have been received vaccine shot, and your RT-PCR test result are certified and contains the correct information. So we also did a lot of technology-based prediction model as services. So this is the idea we did in our lab. We collect lots of data. You can see from the right-hand side, and in the middle is a so-called multiple probability matrix. And use this probability matrix, we can create different kind of disease prediction models. Okay. For example, these are one of the cardiovascular disease risk assessment, which is built by using the gender, age, diabetic, smoking status, SBP, and the cholesterol levels to predict your risk to get the cardiovascular disease. So just like I said, this can be built on the blockchain to provide health management services. Okay, the other example is like a 10 years prediction model for lung cancer. Okay, this is also built by our lab using the DNN prediction algorithm, and 3-year survival prediction model for lung cancer treatment. Okay, so different treatment can result in different survival rate. So this is also created by our lab. So that is the screenshot. You can see after you input your gender, age, treatment, different type of treatment, and the cancer stage and the hypertension. This model can predict your survival rate based on the different treatment. And this one is another example of a predictive model for liver cancer after diagnosis of the diabetics. So you can see if you are a diabetic patient, what is the probability you will diagnosis as a liver cancer. So these are just several examples. You can input those reference data, and the model will tell you the probability of liver cancer. So again, those are the examples we would like to show you, but our lab is not limited to these models. So we create standard architecture, standardized architecture for data format, and we create a biobank architecture, and using those data, we can create different kinds of disease prediction model based on big data. So that is basically what we did in our lab in Taiwan. So the last page is the APAMI 2020. We would like to do announce as an advertisement to all my friends in Southeast Asia area. APAMI is the Asia Pacific Association Medical Informatics Conference 2022 in Taiwan. We will in the date and time will be October 14 to 16. This is the 12th biennial conference of the Asia Pacific Association of Medical Informatics, and the major theme this year will be medical intelligence with interoperability and the standard. So this is very fit to the goal of COI and AHIN. We hopefully we will all of you can become the participant in this conference. Although we are not very sure the situation of the COVID-19 pandemics, but don't worry, this conference will be also physical and also online. So if the situation really prohibit the travel, so all of us can also see each other online. So This conference will be organized by Taiwan Association of Medical Informatics. We have an email here, so you can send email, and we will publish the website. Okay, very. This is already is done yet? Not.
It's already have some information in the website, but we still put the more information into our website.
Okay, so the website, and also you can go to the website to see information. It is not yet complete yet, but we can see lots of information on the website. And I would like to use this event to invite the representative from different countries to join us as a scientific program committee and also organizing committee. I will go through these the secretary of AHIN and the COI to invite if any one of you would like to participate in these two committees.
Yes, and also if you want to have a special section or a workshop in the APAMI, we also welcome. And by the way, we will invite some people to join us as a keynote speech. So after the program already done, we will start to invite all of you to join us.
Yes, so of course, we will invite people from AHIN to become our keynote speaker. And also we invite all of you to send your paper, to submit your paper to this conference. And of course, if you can really travel to Taiwan, well, that is the best, the wonderful thing will happen. Hopefully in October, the situation become better, so we can see each other in Taiwan. Okay, thank you very much. I think that is today's presentation. And
yes, thank
okay.
you for sharing your work in Taiwan, Professor Sir and Sir Billy, and also for extending the invitation to APAMI, to our AHIN community. So to all our participants, if you have questions, I'll be enabling the mics now. So please feel free to ask your questions in the chat box, or you may use your microphones if it's working on your end.
Okay, so for the Patrick Joseph, so I thank you for your apply. So you just send the email to us from the to the apami2022@gmail.com, and then we will reply you as soon as possible. Very thanks for your join, and also Rabindran, many thanks. So if you have any you want to know anything, you can send the email to here, and we will reply you as soon as possible. And 声音关掉，不然它会有 echo。声音啊，喇叭。And you can also send an email to maybe Cha, and Cha, if you got any information or of any email, you can also transfer to me.
Yes, noted on this, Sir Billy. So to our members, if you have questions or other concerns regarding APAMI, please feel free to reach out to us so we can refer you to Sir Billy and Professor Su. Sir Billy and Professor, we also have one question here from Dr. Maki. So what will be the requirements for travel to Taiwan in October, and is a vaccine passport enough?
Okay, our Minister of Health I think that this week and currently are designed to accept business travel. And also, yes, if you got the vaccine shot, it should be, it's not really done yet. So we are still waiting for the Minister of Health to see what the regulation will be. So basically, they in a very short period of time, we heard that they will accept travel from international different countries. So and that will base on your vaccine, how many shot of vaccine. In Taiwan, currently, we have about 30%, 3 shot.
2 to 30%. More than
I think
shots.
it's about 30% of the population got a three shot of a vaccine, and almost everyone got 2 shot already. So then probably the regulation will be complete in these several weeks. So we will see what the regulation will be.
Professor, there's a follow-up question from Dr. Maki. So, do you accept any brand of vaccines for COVID?
Excuse me, it's not very clear.
Yeah, sorry. Do you accept any brand of vaccines for COVID?
Any friend from COVID?
So you mean different kind of vaccine?
Yes, I think that's a question. If you're vaccinated with any COVID vaccine, is everything qualified? Is every brand qualified?
It should be. I don't know. Just like I say, those public those vaccine accepted by the WHO should be available, should be qualified to in the regulation. Is that what you are asking?
This is another question.
Yes, I think yes. I think
What
they got
kind
your
of
answer,
vaccine?
Professor.
What kind of vaccine you received most in Philippines, for example?
For the first 2 shots, Professor, we got Sinovac. I think most of us got Sinovac.
Sinovac,
we-
yes.
yes.
It is okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Yes. We have another question in the chat box from Dr. Lutfan. Yes. So for those who are just listening in, I will read the question, Professor. So, hi, Professor Sue and Billy. Wonderful presentation. In one slide, you mentioned about Biobank. For the last 5 years, we developed Biobank network that will lead to the data exchange and data sharing among Biobank. In Taiwan, the regulation about Biobank itself, in our country, the regulation about Biobank itself doesn't exist yet. Many issues related to this, but to small extent, we had successfully integrated biobank data with hospital, medical record, as well as population-based data. Currently, we have been asked by the Ministry of Health to help them to set up the National Biobank Network. In your situation, how is the current status right now, and any standard interoperability that has been implemented?
Okay, so that is a very good question. Yes, of course, we also facing all kinds of problems, just like Dr. Lufan addressed. So we did it step by step. This whole picture is an architecture we show you. So first of all, and currently we collect, for example, we need to collect medical record from different hospital in Taiwan. So currently we are working with more than 10 medical centers in Taiwan to collect their medical records. Of course, it is very complicated because not all of them are using the same format. So step by step, this project we are doing is try to go to each hospital and try to create some kind of API in their computer system, so that those API and those services will extract and retrieve their medical record from each hospital to make it standardized format. So when the people would like to retrieve the medical record from different hospital, it will follow the standardized format. Okay, but we change a little bit different way to do it in this project. We no longer collect the data and put the data in a centralized database. Instead, we just collect those index, and the original data will be stored in different hospitals. And as long as we want to use it, we will go through a gateway. So that is why we say we build a gateway to health data. So there's a gateway. So those gateway will using the standard format to retrieve the data from all the hospitals. So step by step, one by one, we need to collect those data from different hospitals individually.
By the way, fortunately, we have a single pair, so every hospital needs the money from the national health insurance, so they will have the kind of standardized the data to upload to the national health insurance department for very long years. So in the first level, we just ask them to submit the data from the same data to submit to the national health insurance. So that is easy for in the first step. And the second one is we already designed the so-called common data model. The data content is less than the national health insurance data need. So that is also easy for the hospital. So third of all, we design the system. The professor she already told you is a kind of API to retrieving the data from the hospital, and then we design a biobank database in each hospital's biobank. But the next step, we will design the common data model to fire the architecture about that, and then we will design the common data models fire IG, and then make the biobank database can connect to everybody.
So yes, just like Billy said, the national health insurance, okay, so that is why the national health insurance is very important, okay. I believe in different countries you are also launched the national health insurance. So the format, yes, I need to clarify to all of you, the data inside the hospital is not standardized. So so the first step is we use the format from the national health insurance. Of course, that the data format from the NHI in Taiwan is not filed yet, and even not any standard. So we use the standard for national health insurance, and at the same time we also build the standardized common data element based on the file. So we just in the future, so all the data collected and indexed by the biobank center, which will be based on the common data model and the file. So that is our long-term goal. So in the future, we try to, of course, we try to, the goal is to exchange, sharing data from other countries, not just in Taiwan. So that is why we try to create and those file common data model, and then that will be the gateway for other countries can be linked and can be shared the data. So that is two parts. One is inside the Taiwan, we try to collect the data using the national health insurance data format. But on the other hand, we also create a common data model based on the file. So those will be the gateway for international data sharing. That is the idea we are doing now. And Bongcha asked, yes, this is supported by the government. It basically from the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Science and Technology.
This part is for the Biobank project and the fire project because Taiwan have a lot of industry want to doing the work about the fire, like a fire database, fire data sets, or how to using fire or fire data exchange system. So some budget is about the fire accelerator. Some budget is from the industry.
Yes, thank you, Sir Billy. We have a question from Engineer Jovi. At the national level, do you collect all EMR data from the hospitals or minimum data sets? The common data model has all or minimum data sets.
Right now is a minimum data set, so we cannot collect all the EMR data, but based on our national health insurance system, they already collect a lot of data actually. So it's kind of a minimum data set, and we still we still asking the hospital to give us more data for the precision data analysis.
Yes. Okay. Actually, based on different purpose, we have for example, different purpose. If you are working with the lung cancer, other people are working on heart attack, and other people are working on the liver cancer. So of course, based on different research purpose, we also create several common data model for different research purpose. But for the very general project, we are only collecting very general minimal data set from all the hospital. They are using the same data element, same standard format, and try to collect a very general minimal data set. But just like I said, we are working on several special case. For example, liver cancer and other such like cardiovascular disease. Those will be a very perpendicular research purpose. And those will, of course, that will become more complicated because we will need to form a committee and expert committee so that they will decide what kind of common data element for spatial disease purpose should be collected. So that is so-called, we call it a perpendicular application. And of course, the different disease will collect different common data set element.
Thank you, Professor Su. There's a follow-up question from Engineer Jovi. What is the source server to the intended data warehouse for the analytics? Is it the fire server?
Right now we just using the MS SQL Server or SQLite to do that because you know the open source database is hard to implement in the hospital. And if we want to using the Microsoft SQL Server, that is very expensive. So in the first row, we using the SQLite to do that.
Sir Billy, Engineer Jovi is also asking, what are the critical challenges on using blockchain?
On the using blockchain, because a lot of people say you upload my personal health record into the blockchain and you already get it get it public. But in our system architecture, we're using the two-step for the encryption data, and the blockchain just need to verify the data content is correct or not. So that is the challenge from the other people asking us and how we keep the data is privacy and is safety. And another side is a lot of people asking how we need to using the blockchain, we using the traditional centralized database. It is okay, and it's more safety and it's more efficiency. And a lot of people want to do it that, and they don't want to store the data to the blockchain, but we can.
Okay. Of course, the challenge usually is that of course, first of all, can the blockchain can be trusted? So that is what we need to convince people. We did a very carefully privacy and security arrangement. So on the other hand, we like to join. We like to the convenience of blockchain because, for example, this is very convenient. These architecture we build for blockchain personal health record across country. So that means you just need to become a member. Okay, the patient and also your medical doctor, both of you become a member. Then your medical record can be traveled on the blockchain and it can be used by medical doctor in different area, different countries. No longer go through a very complicated verification through your, for example, Ministry of Health in different countries. That is the idea we want to share. And because this is blockchain, we try to convince people because if anyone violated the regulation and retrieve your information without your consent, it will be recorded, and then it will the warning will be fired. So that is what we would like to share. Yes, the challenge is that some people still not very trust with the blockchain, but we just want to convince people it is very convenient way to share your data, and it can be a break through the boundary of a country, the boundary of area. So only your data can be traveled on the cloud. So in the cloud through different area in the countries. That is the what we would like to share.
Thank you, Sir Billy and Professor Su. I think Dr. Bunchai has questions. Dr. Bunchai, would you like to speak?
Yes, we're using the Ethereum.
Okay. My question is that what blockchain technology you use? Thank you, Billy and Professor Su. It's very informative session. I have a questions related to the what your comments on the your biobank. To me, biobank in each country has a different concept. Maybe in Thailand, biobank is include genomic, also something like that. But for Taiwan, is it only the medical record, the clinical data that you call biobank, or you have other data like the genomic, proteomic in
Yes, we have the tissue, and then the
tissue bank,
bank, and then second is the clinical data, and the next step is for the genomic data. Just a step by step. Let's say it's just 2 years. It is a very new project.
General, we do have the Biobank include lots of data. Okay, for example, of course, the clinical data is the first, and also the tissue bank, and also the data from the genetic of different hospital. So that is why we. But the first step, just like I say, currently we complete the clinical data, and we created the standard format for the clinical data. And the second step will be we are creating some kind of management system for the biobank. And of course, the most complicated is the genetic data. I think just like I said, we will try to do several perpendicular application for the genetic data. For example, we are working on the breast cancer and the cardiovascular dissections. These two very public the disease. We just like I say, we will form an expert team, and they will decide what kind of data they need to collect, include genetic data. So of course, our challenge is still in front of us. Yes, yeah. Also include genetic data, and also we will try to create genetic data for of the file format.
Is this the Biobank project national-wide, like the My Health Bank from the National Health Insurance?
Yes.
Oh,
they're leading from the national health. It's leading
National health. Okay, there are several major players in this project. So one is the Minister of Health, and also the second one is the Minister of Science and Technology, and also the National Health Institute of Taiwan. So they are major players. So and also the Minister of Economics. So they would like to do more industry part. So so they support funding in different purpose. So for example, the Minister of Health will focus on clinical data, and the National Health Institute will focus on the tissue bank and also the genetics. And the Minister of Science and Technology will more focusing on the technology and how to analyze those data. So they provide funding to different purpose. And okay, as the Taiwan Association of Medical Informatics, we play a role on more technology part. So we are not the major player in front of everyone. So you may not see our name from this project, but actually all the technology is supported by our team from the Medical Informatics Association. So we try to, because we are more technology people, we know how to do this, and we know how to conversation with the researcher, with the scientist. So that is what we want to do now. So usually we are not standing out to say, okay, we are the leader, but we are just doing behind the screen. So we help all of these the player to create their very detailed technology. For example, standardization, and how to build the exchange platform, and how to build a file for different purpose. That is what we are doing now.
okay. I think it 1 hour, almost 1 hour, and there is another question. But I would like to take the advantage to ask you one more question.
No problem. No problem.
Did you approach the National Health Insurance in your NHI to kind of transform their claim data into files? Are they interested to do that? Because of you said they have a lot of data that come from the hospital to them, but there is no standardized. Do they have the incentive or the interested to convert or to convert it from local standard to international standard like the files?
That is a great question because hospital and the National Health Insurance Department already bargained about it. The National Health Insurance Department they already try to design the rule to asking hospital to do that. And hospital tell them that is if they want the data is a file format, maybe the National Health Insurance do that will better.
Okay, so anyway, so I think Bongchai, this is very good question. So I will tell you, share our experience. So of course, fire any kind of standard from the point of view of the government, it is very complicated. So they usually they will not direct support any kind of standard because they think they need to pay a lot of attention and cost them a lot to complete the standard. So that is why we usually step by step, we don't try to convince the government, say, okay, we will do everything fire. So because that will scare them away. So we agree with them that, okay, we will do the National Health Insurance standard. Okay, no problem. So I use your standard, but we will spare some of the funding to create file server to try to transfer all the data we collected into a file format, just prepared. I believe we prepared ready. Then in the future, there'll be one day we will be asked, okay, how about fire? You know, from the government. They will say, okay, now we want to connect with the international different countries. How about how can we do that? Then we will say, no problem. Okay, Minister of Health, we are ready. So I see another question from Anis, Kevin. Yes, we are okay for the blockchain architecture. We are not really saving the data on the blockchain. We only save the contract, smart contract, and the transaction on the blockchain, and the real personal health record will be saved in the server like a file server, yes. The document base, because we encryption the data into the documents and store in our folder, but no one can open and can decryption the data except if you should using your personal privacy key to open it. So the answer of this question is we don't really save the original data on the blockchain. So only the transaction information and the key and not key and the hash of the hash. Okay, the hash of the data. And for the Anis question, the regulation for biobank in Taiwan right now, we just decide. I'm going to design it. So you say the regulation for biobank, the project is still going. So that is another part of the project, and the response for the manager. Just like I said, there are several players right now. So basically, of course, the major medical center will become the manager of some of the biobank because they do have the major data bank. For example, the Taiwan University Hospital, they do have lots of data, and also the National Health Institute. They also manage lots of data, tissue bank. So they will also become one of the manager of the biobank. There, I believe probably there will be no single biobank manager in the future, because these several medical center and the institute will, I believe, they will not really share their precious data to everyone. So that will become, I believe, in the future there will be at least 2 or 3 major biobank in Taiwan. Actually, I will tell you, there are from the paper you will see there are actually more than 20 biobanks in Taiwan now currently. So, but they are not really sharing data with each other. So that is why the project recently supported by the Ministry of Science, Technology, and the Ministry of Health, and the Institute of Health, National Institute of Health. They try to collect more data and try to manage the data so that we can really share the data with each other. So I think executive committee. Okay.
Executive.
So I would like to is the Bongchai still online, right? Yes. So Dr. Bongchai and Dr. Elvin, I would like to invite you as the committee member of executive committee of the APAMI 2022.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay, Professor Su.
Yes.
You know, we haven't have a discussion. That's why AHIN general meeting is also in October.
Yes.
And
You are too busy.
In October, right?
yeah, and it's kind of the adjacent. So I don't quite sure that the APAMI had been locked solid date already or not. Do you have to be on 14 to kind of the 16?
Okay. I know.
But we can discuss about this, and we are very honored to. I think we can do kind of the.
You mean the general meetings the same time, the same date? You mean the date, the same date?
No, but
Too
we
close.
propose like 11 to 13 October.
Oh, 11 to 13.
Yeah, but it already adjacent. But if we have to go phase by phase, it's very difficult if we don't do in the same the same place. You know what I mean? We can do together. You know, like in Sri Lanka, Dr. Vajira do that. So we can do together.
Let me do some propose if it is possible. The date we are not really fixed. Is that already fixed yet? 14 to 16.
Almost fixed.
We would like. Is that possible to you come to Taiwan to have this general meeting? You are welcome. You're welcome to come. If you like, you can really meet each other physically.
Yeah. Let discuss about this later because of this already. But we're thinking about this, and then we can do kind of the all together, similar to what we done in Sri Lanka. You remember?
Yeah.
We have the APAMI. We also have the AHIN general meeting. And also the Commonwealth.
That is why I propose. So 13 or 14 is okay. So if you can change a little bit from 13 to 14, we have plenty of room. We have big room here. So you can really physically meet each other, or you would like if you want to do online, it's also possible. Yeah, we have a new building in our campus.
Okay. I think Professor Chinji is also on this webinar. So I think Professor Chinji, hello. I think.
Hi. You want to come Taiwan? Yeah, October.
Okay, let's discuss and then keep those. And we are happy to be the organizing committee for the APAMI, and also we invite you to be the committee to organizing those. So let have a conversation later after this webinar. Is it okay?
Yeah, let's keep in touch very close. Yeah.
Okay.
So do you so the general meeting for the 18 will be online or in physical?
We plan for the mix because of we don't have the we are going to tell the developing partner if we have if the COVID allow, and then we can travel, then we will kind of ask a developing partner to support the working council to come together at least. But
it will be Thailand or where the place?
No. At first we think it's in Bangkok, but right now you said Taiwan and to coincide with APAMI, that would be possible also. Let talking about those.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So
yes.
So we would like to do mix, you know, the both virtual and because of we don't quite sure about the in the next month, but we have to kind of propose the general meeting to the developing partner, so we can get the speaker, we can get their sponsor, our member from Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam to come together if it is possible to travel. But he don't have the budget to fund their travel, so it have to be the developing partner. But if not possible, then we will do the virtual, but we will gather some kind of the group who will do this, and we can go to Taiwan and do that both face to face and virtual. So let thinking about those.
So should we set up the meeting time?
So we can set up a meeting time for talk to discuss with you.
Yes. Let Christine, could you collaborate with Billy for the the time for the meeting? Okay. Are you available on Saturday?
This Saturday?
Saturday.
We usually have a governing council, governing committee meeting on Saturday.
Morning or afternoon?
Usually morning, but sometimes we do in the evening because of some people are not available on the around 9:30 a.m. in Taiwan. I think your time and Philippines is the same, right?
Yes, it's the same. It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are talking about the March 19. Are you talking about March 19? This Saturday?
Yes.
Okay. I have a university event in the morning, so.
Let's go to the next Saturday. Oh no, the next Saturday I don't allow here.
19. If this Saturday is okay for afternoon or evening.
早上你要问看时间，因为不确定早上几点。
Okay, let Cha collaborate with Billy. Okay, because we have to ask the other committee member.
Yes. We keep in touch.
Or in the morning, if you can earlier in the morning, like 8 a.m. in the morning, that would be okay.
No, if afternoon is okay. If we can move and tell every committees about this.
Yeah,
and we can discuss about the general meeting.
Okay, so
okay.
Yeah.
Over to you,
Christine will help us on this, right? Christine will help to arrange the meeting time.
Hello? Team?
Yes. Christine will say yes.
Okay, many thanks. So first we will put Dr. Bonchai and Dr. Elvin into the APAMI 2022 website as executive committee. And then we will talk about how to organize the physically meeting or how to arrange the day of the our event. Is that right?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. That is the agenda for the meeting. So we can discuss and then adjust. And then you find your information on your side. I will find the information from our side, and then we can discuss. Okay.
Okay. That is okay. Many thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Over to you, Cha.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Bunchai, and thank you, Sir Billy and Professor Su, for sharing your work in Taiwan with us. So, and also thank you to our participants for attending this webinar. We look forward to seeing you in our next sessions. Good night, everyone.